Okay, so our topic, we will go back to topic number 2. Okay, so this one is already done by loading computer. Ano? Meron na tayong loading computer on board. Okay, so our topic is shear force, bending moments, and torsional stress. So we will start with shear force and bending moment. No? Kasi laging magkasama ito, shear force and bending moment. Okay, a vessel floating in still water will suffer deflections along its hull longitudinally due to the uneven distribution of forces acting along its length. Siyempre, yung bigat ng barko, meron na yon, meron ng force, no? Meron ng force. Siyempre, mabigat yon, di ba? Meron siyang dinidisplace na tubig. Meron na siyang force acting, yung weight acting downward. Tapos meron na rin siyang buoyancy force acting upward, no? If this is your center of gravity, acting downward yan, di ba? If this is your center of buoyancy, it is acting upward. Magkakontra sila and they have the same force. The weight force is the same with the buoyancy force. So if you remember, ganyan. Buoyancy saka magkapareho sila ng force. Kaso yung isa, yung weight is acting gravity nga, center of gravity. Ibig sabihin, acting downwards. Yung weight, that is the weight, no? Center of gravity of the weight or the mass. Tapos yung buoyancy naman, siyempre palutang yon, acting upward naman yon, no? Okay, the forces are the weights on board and the buoyancy that causes longitudinal stress to the vessel. So yung mga force na yan, yung weight and also the buoyancy, they are causing longitudinal stress, especially when loading, no? Pagka nagkarga ka na, buti kung pantay-pantay ang karga mo, di ba? Hindi pantay-pantay, siyempre mayroong mauna. Mauna bodega 1, mauna bodega 3. Okay, so these stresses must be controlled within acceptable limits. So that is what your loading computer is doing, In case that the stress is not within acceptable limits, in your loading computer, it will become or it will turn red in yung the text, no? So it will appear there, mag-red. Kaya if that will be the case, then you know that it is not within acceptable limits. And the advantage of the loading computer is you can make trial and error, no? And you can get the result easily, even if you do trial and error. Whereas if you do it manually, trial and error, then it will take some time. Di ba? Pwede ka pang magkamali. Okay, the deck officers must have an understanding of the causes of shear forces and bending moments, including interpretation of graphical data presented by the loading computer programs. But in case we can just learn from what I'm going to show you, mayroon din tayong mga graphing konti dito. Okay, so this is a very long topic. Okay, shearing forces and bending moments are experienced by a ship because of uneven distribution of weight and buoyancy acting on the vessel's length. A ship will displace a mass of water equal to the displacement of the ship in light condition. So alam niyo naman 'yan, 'di ba? Yung Archimedes Principle, 'di ba? If you remember the Archimedes Principle, the weight of the vessel or the weight of the water displaced, that is equal to the weight of the body. Kung that is your vessel, that is your ship, kung ilan yung nauka niya doon sa tubig na yon, kung sasalukin mo lahat yung dinisplace niya na tubig, tapos timbangin mo, yan din ang timbang ng barko, no? Pero siyempre hindi naman natin tinitimbang yon, that is we are computing it, no, using formulas. Which is hindi tayo ang gumagawa actually noon, ano? That is already prepared by the maker of the ship, yung naval architect. Kasi mahirap din natin computein yon, ano? Kaya lalo na ship shape. Kung box shape, madali lang yon. Length times breadth times draft. Di ba? Pero kung ship shape, syempre medyo iba, no? That's why it is already tabulated, no, on board. Okay, the force of the weight acting downward will equally match the buoyancy force acting upwards. This is an example. Okay, a box-shaped vessel with an equally spaced 3 cargo holds with light displacement of 12,000 tons. There is no stress because the holds are of the same length and the distribution of forces throughout the length is equal. For example, dito, no, walang kargada, no? This is your box-shaped vessel. Wala siyang kargada, may nakalubog. This is your water line. Nakalubog yung barko, siyempre. So ang displacement mo is 12,000 tons, no? Ngayon, the forces acting upwards, because this is equally spaced, so we can assume that it is you divide it by 3, no? So the 12,000 divided by 3 is 4,000 each. Kaya 4,000 yung upward force, which is the buoyancy force, and 4,000 yung weight force, which is pababa, acting downwards, no? As you can see, the weight force is equal to the buoyancy force. Kaya walang stress, no? Okay lang siya. Okay, and then when a weight is loaded in one of the holds, then there will be an uneven distribution. For example, we load 9,000 tons in cargo hold number 2. So pag kinarga natin 9,000 tons yung cargo hold number 2, which is trimmed, no? Dapat nilagay ko dyan trim. The buoyancy force is distributed equally along the length of the ship, but the distribution of weight is not equal as shown in the figure. As you can see, di ba? Siyempre, yung iyong buoyancy force, bibigat na rin kasi ang iyong weight ay meron kang 12,000, that is your light displacement. Nagkarga ka ng 9,000, magiging 21,000 na, no? Ang iyong weight, the weight of the vessel. So ngayon, the buoyancy force will also become 21,000 tons. However, dahil your cargo hold are equal in length, kaya ngayon ang mangyayari ay 7,000 each in each cargo hold. That is the buoyancy force. However, in your weight force, siyempre 4,000 dahil walang laman, 4,000 kung walang laman pero meron ng laman, kaya magiging 13,000 na siya, no? So niload mo yung 9,000, magiging 13,000. And then dito walang laman, 4,000. So there is already an uneven distribution of weight and buoyancy forces. Naintindihan niyo ba? Naintindihan niyo ba yung ibig ko sabihin? Kasi hindi na sila pantay, no? If you remember, if we go back here, pantay. The forces are equal, no? The weight force and the buoyancy force, they are equal in all parts of the vessel. Kaya there is no stress. But here, the buoyancy force is now more than the weight force in cargo hold number 1. And in cargo hold number 3, ganun din, there is already difference of 3,000 tons in force. And for the weight force, there is a 6,000 tons difference of weight force, no? So ang mangyari
Opo.
ngayon, okay, so parang ganyan ang mangyari ngayon, ano? Kung pwede lang siyang mahiwalay, kaso naka-welding kasi, no? Pero kung pwede sana siyang mahiwalay, ganyan na bababa yung iyong bodega or cargo hold number 2, no? Okay, so the buoyancy force is distributed equally along the length of the ship, but the distribution of weight is not equal as shown in the figure. Okay, so there is an excess of buoyancy force in cargo hold number 1 and cargo hold number 3, no? Which is, as you can see, there is a 3,000 tons difference in cargo hold number 1 and cargo hold number 3. And there is an excess of weight force in cargo hold number 2, no? So katulad nito, 7,000 and 13,000, there is a 6,000 difference of force, no? Okay, so here is the difference. The excesses of weight and buoyancy force are shown, as shown in the figure, cause the shearing forces. So in cargo hold number 1, there is a 3,000 tons excess of buoyancy. And also the same with cargo hold number 3, there is an excess of 3,000 tons. And for cargo hold number 2, there is an excess of weight, which is 6,000 tons. Okay, shear force and bending moment. Shearing forces are the vertical forces acting on the length of the ship and tend to slice the ship into different parts. Because of the shearing forces that are acting on the ship, bending moments will be experienced also by the ship. If the weight is concentrated in the middle of the length of the ship, sagging will be experienced by the vessel. And if the weight forces are concentrated on the ends of the length of the ship, then hugging will be experienced by the vessel. Okay, let me try to draw kung makaya. So yung sagging, yung vessel mo, mabigat sa gitna, kahit sabi mo bakal yan, merong bending, no? May bending dun sa bakal. Hindi lang halata, no? Pero minsan halata eh. Minsan mahalata talaga kasi makita mo ang lalim ng gitna pag binasa mo yung draft, no? So this is sagging. And pag sinabi namang hugging, pag doon ka naman nagkarga sa dalawang gilid, magaan sa gitna, ang mangyari naman, hugging. Yan. So paano mo matandaan para hindi mo siya mapagbaliktad? Siyempre alam mo naman sag, di ba? Pag sinabing sag, siyempre ganun, magsag siya, lalalim dun sa gitna, di ba? O kaya isipin mo na lang na saging na nakahiga, no? Saging na nakahiga, di ba? Banana, di ba? Yan ang palatandaan namin sa review eh, saging na nakahiga. Tapos ito naman, hugging. Pag sinabi mong hug, ang isipin mo naman ito, yung baboy, di ba? So yung baboy kasi ay nakaganon ang likod. Yung may buntot, may paa, di ba? May tenga. Mahina ako mag-drawing, no? Baka mukhang kalabaw yata yung aking baboy. Pero okay lang yun. Basta ganyan, no? Yan. Nakita nyo yung likod ng baboy pag gano'n, hug, no? Kaya pag sinabing hug, Di ba? Ang hag ay baboy. Mga, di ba? Hag racer. Kaya dyan mo matandaan yung hugging at saka saging para pagdating sa exam, baka makalimutan mo pa, sayang din, ano? Sayang din yung ilang points. Hindi exam ko ha, exam doon sa licensure exam, no? Hindi sa exam ko, wala sa exam ko yan. Hindi, meron din yung saging sa ano siguro. Pero ang magiging exam ko kasi dito baka yung ano na, yung problem solving. Okay. So the values of the shear force and bending moment is calculated for any position within the box-shaped vessel's length. The maximum values of shear force will be experienced in the bulkhead positions, no? Kung nakita nyo kung matandaan nyo yung aking drawing, ito yung drawing ko, no? Kung matandaan nyo ito, ang kanyang maximum ang nakalagay doon sa aking sa ating lesson, the maximum values of shear force will be experienced in the bulkhead positions. Ito, no? Dito sa bulkhead position, ito ang bulkhead, yung hati ng bodega. Which is, kung makita mo ito, di ba? Yan. Kaya yung maximum shear force. Parang kumbaga, parang magganyan siya. Pero hindi naman siyempre. Bali babaluktot lang siya, magiging saging. Kung dito ka naman nagkarga, sa dalawang gilid, magiging hugging naman, aangat naman yan, ano? Okay, so ituloy natin. Then, we have an example. Para mamaya, activity tayo, no? Kahit hindi pa ako tapos, at least kahit dito man lang tayo sa load curve, no? Okay, so example 1, a box-shaped vessel of 60 meters in length, 10 meters in breadth, and floats at a draft of 4 meters in fresh water. So kaya fresh water ang ginamit ko muna. Mamaya ipapaliwanag ko kung bakit fresh water. Kasi ang fresh water, ang specific gravity or the density is 1, di ba? Kaya mas madali mag-compute. Okay, the vessel which is in light conditions has 3 cargo holds of equal length. So kaya 60 meters ka, tatlong cargo hold, o di siyempre 20 each, di ba? Siyempre iba yung, wag mo isipin yung sa barko, kasi sa barko ay, okay, so let me, para maintindihan nyo, no? Siyempre yung barko ay hindi siya box shape. Okay, forgive my drawing. Tapos may bahay tayo dyan, di ba? Ay nandiyon ng makina, tapos ito lang ang ginagamit mo sa bodega. Kung ilang bodega yan, 5. Pagdating dito, wala na namang yung space na yan, no? So hindi, iba yan, no? Huwag mo munang isipin yan, may advance na tayo dyan, then muna tayo sa theory. Okay. So ngayon, ang ating box shape kasi, box nga, di ba? Di box. Yan. So, okay, so parang ito yung mga barge na tinutulak lang, ano? Which is, for the sake of understanding the theory, we are assuming that wala na siyang we are assuming that there is no more extension in front. There is no more extension. But of course, even if this is barred, dapat meron, meron yan. Meron siyang space sa ilalim. Meron siya space dyan, and then the cargo hold. But we assume, for the sake of understanding the theory lang, ay box na lang siya talaga, like that. Intindihan? So ganyan na lang siya. Kaya ngayon, this is 60 meters, which is merong siyang equal length, cargo holds of equal length. Okay, so 60 divided by 3, that is 20 meters. No? So, even if I do not write the 20 meters here, so alam nyo na, di ba? Baka mamaya magbigay ako ng problem, hindi ko ilalagay yung 20 meters dito, tatanungin nyo ako. So, huwag nyo akong tanungin kasi 60 meters yun, tapos nakalagay dyan equal length. O, i-divide mo lang yun ng tatlo. 60 divided by 3 equals 20. Naintindihan ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay, good. Okay, and then, okay, nasaan ako? 120 tons of bulk cargo is loaded in cargo hold number 2 and it is trimmed level, no? So, ibig sabihin, pwede tatlo ngayon, kakargahan natin yung gitna, katulad ng ating example kanina, no? Which is, we will load cargo in cargo hold number 2. Okay, pag na-solve natin yon, then we will construct the following at the loaded condition. Ito ang kailangan natin gawin. Load curve, curve and shear forces, curve of bending moments, and then identify the positions where the maximum shearing force or forces and bending moments are located. And then values of shear forces and bending moments are to be calculated at intervals of 5 meters starting at the aft perpendicular and at amidships, which is, ang amidship is 30 meters. Alam nyo na yung FOAP, di ba? Who remember this one, this word, or these letters? FOAP. Naalala nyo ba yon? FOAP?
Or
Yes, sir.
not perpendicular po tayo.
Forward of perpendicular. Ang hirap magsulat. Okay, yan nga. FOAP. Forward of aft perpendicular. Meaning, kung ito yung barko natin, okay, pero kasi yung barko natin is box shape, di ba? Box shape. Kaya understood na yung forward perpendicular ito. This one, no? And your aft perpendicular is here. Ngayon, yung midship mo is, i-divide mo lang by 2. 60, that is your length, 60, di ba? I-divide mo by 2, nandun ka na sa gitna, 30. Which is, nakalagay, there is no need to write FOAP. No? Kahit hindi mo ilagay yung FOAP, automatic na distributed sila pareho kasi this is a box-shaped vessel. Kaya ngayon, ito yung midship mo. Okay, so this is your midship. Midship. And this is your aft perpendicular, let's say. Pwede rin dun sa kabila, kung gusto mo. And this is your forward perpendicular. So ngayon, yung midship mo is 30 meters daw from aft. Pero dahil nga box type, sabi ko, this one, kahit hindi siya given, i-divide mo lang by 2 yung length. So makuha mo siya, no? Anyway, that is given, so okay lang yun. No? Ngayon, kung this is a ship-shaped vessel, okay, so let me erase this. Siyempre, iba-iba yung situation kung this is a ship shape, no? Pag sinabing ship shape, okay. Okay. So, forgive me if this is not straight, ano? Pero ganito, no? The forward perpendicular is, if this is your summer load line, ito yung summer load line, no? Kung saan sila nagbanggaan dun sa yung stem. So, this is your stem. Kung saan sila nagbanggaan, that is your forward perpendicular. Pero ang hinahanap natin kasi off, di ba? So, ganito din yon, no? Kung saan sila nagbanggaan dito, yung summer load line, tapos yung kung saan sila nagbanggaan diyan sa yung uh, pero normally dito sila magbanggaan dito. So, itaas natin konti. Yan, ganyan, no? So, diyan sila magbanggaan normally, no? So, nandiyan yung iyong off perpendicular. Pag ship shape, no? Pag yung tunay na, pag yung barko na talaga, no? Tapos, pag sinabi niyang 30 meters forward of off perpendicular, di sumukat ka papuntang forward, which is palagay mo na kahit hindi siya gitna, basta yan ang pinaka-midship niya. Yan. Nako. 30 meters. Yan, no? Naintindihan ba? So wala naman sila pagkakaiba. Ang pagkakaiba lang kasi yung back shape, doon tayo nagsukat sa kanyang mismong gilid, no? Naintindihan? Yung
Opo.
paano sinukat yung FOWAP, no? Okay, seriousin natin to para hindi magulo. Anyway, naka-video naman yan. Pwede natin balik-balikan yan. Okay, so bali yan ang hanapin natin, ano? Which we will make a computation including the graphing. Kaya lang, hindi ko pa tapos ito. Kaya ang magagawa lang natin dito, at saka yun lang naman ang kaya ng oras, no? Kailangan namang, kaya natin siguro kung hanggang alas 12 tayo ng gabi, no? Pero hanggang ano lang tayo hanggang mga 6:30 siguro, no? Tapos, ano na, exercise, activity na, no? Okay, so we will do the load curve lang muna, no? Okay, so we will solve now for this one. We will start with load curve, no? Okay, so here, no? This is the first one. Producing the curve of loads. So solution for load curve, no? If you remember this, itong kailangan natin gawin apat. So doon lang muna tayo mag-concentrate sa load curve. Yan din ang ating activity mamaya. Okay, so this is step number 1. Calculate the distribution of lightweight displacement of the vessel. So as you can see, this is the formula, light displacement. Kasi you need to calculate the distribution of lightweight displacement of the vessel. So lightweight displacement, that is volume times density, no? So this is actually volume. Volume ito, no? Control P. This is volume. Hindi ko naisip kanina para naisulat ko na lang. Diba? Volume. Volume is length times breadth times draft. Or length times width times height. Diba? Kumbaga sa ating math noon. So this one is length times breadth times draft kasi ito ay box shaped vessel. So as you can see, this is your volume times density. So kasi ang talagang formula niyan, displacement is equal to volume times density. Huwag natin gamitin yung maliit na d kasi minsan mapagkamalang draft, no? So buuin na lang natin density. Okay, so applying the formula, what is our length? Patandaan nyo, ang length natin is 60 60 meters, di ba? And then ang breadth natin is 10 meters. And then ang draft natin is 4 meters. And then ang ating floating, we are floating in fresh water. So fresh water is 1, no? Okay, so i-apply natin ngayon 60 meters times 10 meters times 4 meters times 1 ton per cubic meter. So ito yung kanya, no? Ito yung unit of your density. Ton per cubic meter. 1 ton per cubic meter. Seawater density is 1.025 tons per cubic meter. Okay, so i-multiply natin. 60 times 10 times 4. Ilan? Ito na siya, 2,400. Dahil meters times meters times meter, that will become cubic meter, no? So 2,400 cubic meter times 1 ton per cubic meter. So we need to cancel the cubic meter. We need to cancel the cubic meter here kasi over siya, di ba? Ton over or ton per, no? So the same yun, ton over or ton divided by the cubic meter. So we can now cross that out, and what is remaining is ton. So the result will be your light displacement will be 2,400 tons. Yan. Okay, so lightweight displacement distributed equally in the box-shaped vessel. Okay, so the formula is light displacement divided by length over all. So your light displacement is 2,400 tons divided by 60 meters is 40 tons per meter. Yan, no? So meron na tayong nakuha. Ano, naintindihan ba? Kahit
Yes,
na
sir.
paano? Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
madali lang naman intindihan, you know? And you are lucky because I believe na hindi nila ginagawa ito doon. Pero kung ginagawa man nila, hindi nila gagawin yung graph. Which is tayo gagawin natin. Ha? Okay, na step number 2. Ganun pa rin, solution for load curve. Calculate the distribution of all deadweight items, that is your cargo. Okay, so cargo equally distributed in cargo hold number 2, that is trimmed. The formula is cargo divided by length of cargo hold number 2. So 120 tons divided by 20. So nakita nyo naman yung kanina, 100, yung 20 is length of cargo hold number 2 kasi 60 meters yung iyong 60 meters yung length. So the length of your cargo hold number 2 is divided by 3 because it is composed of 3 cargo hold in equal length. Nakalagay doon sa ating problem, no? Okay, so 120 tons divided by the 20 meters, that is 6 tons per meter. That is on dead weight, no? Regarding the dead weight dito, regarding the cargo. That is 6 tons per meter. Okay, so step number 3, calculate the load displacement and distribution of buoyancy force. So calculate mo yan, and then the formula is load displacement. Load displacement is equal to light displacement plus load weight or dead weight. So okay, malilito doon, ano? Okay, so that light displacement is 2,400 tons plus yung load mo is 120 tons, then your load displacement is 2,520 tons. Or, para maalala nyo, metric tons, di ba? Ang tons is metric tons. So, para maalala nyo lang kasi baka makalimutan nyo na naman ulit. Okay, so buoyancy force equally distributed along the length of the box-shaped vessel. The formula is load displacement divided by length overall. No? If you remember dun sa kabila, light displacement divided by length overall. No? So yan ang nakuha natin, 40. Dito naman sa kabila, load displacement divided by length overall. So 2,520 tons divided by 60 meters is 42 tons per meter. Yan, meron na tayong nakuha. Yung isa 40 tons per meter, dito naman 42 tons per meter. Okay, next. Okay, so step 4, calculate the load in each cargo hold and plot the load curve. So ano ba yung lightweight natin? Ano yung lightweight? Ano nakuha natin? So ito yung nakuha natin. Tandaan nyo ito, no? Ito yung nakuha natin sa lightweight. This one. Yun ang ilalagay natin ngayon dito, no? Tatlo yan. And then your dead weight. Ano nakuha natin sa dead weight? Siyempre, wala naman tayong sinolve sa cargo hold number 1. Wala naman tayong sinolve sa cargo hold number 3 dahil wala naman tayong ikinarga doon. Ngayon, doon sa in your cargo hold number 2. So, nakita nyo dito, this is 6 tons per meter. So, nakalagay dyan, this is 6 tons per meter. Susundan nyo lang, tapos yan nyo ilalagay, di ba? That is your dead weight. Kaya nakalagay dito sa, okay, so if you remember here, 6 tons per meter, nilagay ko dyan on dead weight, no? Pero sa libro kasi hindi nakalagay, no? So, nilagay ko dyan on dead weight. So, dapat siguro ilagay ko rin doon para makita nyo, no? Dito naman, on lightweight at saka, okay, so, tingnan natin, no? So, I can write here, keep natin. Yan, no? So, that is on lightweight. Tanggalin ko na lang to kaya. Pati, mabasa naman pala. Okay, so yung isa naman, nakalagay, sinulat ko na on dead weight. Dito naman on buoyancy, no? Dito naman on buoyancy, lagay natin. On buoyancy or buoyancy force. Para matandaan nyo. Okay, so I can go there again. Okay, so anong mangyayari ngayon? So 40 plus 0 equals 40. Yan, plus natin yan. 40 plus 6 equals 46. 40 plus 0 equals 40. So tandaan nyo, bakit 0 ito? Baka kasi wala tayong kinarga doon, no? Wala tayong sinolve din. Ito lang cargo hold number 2 tayo nag-solve. Okay, so this one is on, doon natin kinuha sa on buoyancy. Tandaan nyo yun. On buoyancy. So, babalik ako doon. Nakita nyo ito, no? On buoyancy. $42. So, doon yun, no? 42. Okay, so anong gagawin natin ngayon? So, tingnan mo, tumaas ba siya? Ilan yung difference? Ilan yung difference nila? Yan. 2. Ngayon, dahil sa tumaas siya, 2 up. That is your load, no? Dito naman sa kabila, i-subtract mo. Bumaba siya, that is 4 down. And then dito naman, 2 up ulit, no? So, makita mo, meron ka na yun, ano? So, siyempre, pagka 2, positive yun. Pag 4, negative. Diba? So, ganito ngayon ang ating pag-plot for plotting. For plotting, we need the x value and y value. So, ang ating x value is, siyempre, mag-start tayo sa 0 along the length. Along the length ito, no? So, this one is papunta ng, wait. So, this is your cargo hold number 1. Cargo hold 1. So, this is your bulkhead. 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 So, this one naman, your cargo hold number 2. Tapos dito na naman sa 40 sa 40, bulkhead na naman yan. And this one is your cargo hold number 3. Okay, so kung i-drawing ko yan, this is your box type vessel. Okay, so this is your box type vessel. Ngayon, from cargo hold number 1 sa cargo hold number, ito ano. So this is your cargo hold number 1. 1, 2, 3. So this is your bulkhead dito sa parehong perto. So this one is 0. Papunta ka ng 20. And then, dito naman 20 to 40. Tapos this one is 40 to 60. Intindihan ba? Yan.
Ayan.
Oh. Any question?
Sir,
Yes.
ano nakuha yan sa X values? Nasa given po ba yan?
Itong ano mo, yung barko mo, yung length ng barko mo, di ba yung bodega mo ay pare-pareho ang sukat? Tapos
X,
yung length of your vessel is 60. So pare-pareho ang sukat divided by 3, that is 20. So 0 to 20, that is your cargo hold number 1. 20 to 40, that is your cargo hold number 2. And then 40 to 60, that is your cargo hold number 3. Kaso dito, dadaan tayo ng bulkhead. So meron tayong bulkhead in the middle, kaya parehong 20 ang ilalagay mo, no? Kasi nandun ka pa rin sa 20, this is your bulkhead eh. Gets mo?
Pwede
That is,
sabihin ng tigla dalawa. Tapos yung pinakadulo yung overall.
pinakadulo, overall, yung una, siyempre 0 ka muna. So ito ngayon gagamitin natin sa graph, no? So naintindihan niyo ba kung saan nakuha yung x values?
Ano po yun dyan? Tigla 20 po lagi. Dalawa.
Depende
Plus
nga sa
4.
depende sa length ng yung barko, no? Pagka yung barko mo let's say ano to 90, di syempre tag 30 yon gitna nun, no? At saka depende kung ilang bodega. Kaya ganun nga from 0 to 20, that is your cargo hold number 1. And then in between that, kaya 20 sa 20 bulkhead yan. Ibig sabihin hindi ka lumipat, nandito ka lang. Bulkhead. Tapos 20 to 40, that is your cargo hold number 2. Yan. Tapos in between na naman, bulkhead na naman, that is your 40. Kaya hindi ka lumipat from 40. Tapos 40 to 60, that is your cargo hold number 3. Length, no? Ngayon yung values mo, okay, so yung Y values, so ginamit natin itong up, down. Up, down, and up, no? So 2, galing dito papunta roon, that is 2, no? Ngayon, dahil hindi ka pa naman lumilipat, nandiyan ka lang sa bulkhead, so 2. So ang purpose nung ganito, no, i-drawing ko, no? Ang purpose nung ganito. So ganito kasi yung magiging mangyari sa graph mo, no? So kung yung 2 mo, this one, let's say this one 2. Okay, so let's say ito ang 0 mo. lagay natin ito ang 0. Sample lang, no? Just to explain. Okay, maalon, maalon. So, ito yung 2 mo. 2. Tapos, bababa ka ngayon ng negative 4. Ito yung 2. Ito yung 0. Ito yung negative 4. Ganyan lang mangyayari sa graph mo. Tapos, papunta ka doon ngayon, negative 4 pa rin yun. Dito
Kasi
kasi
sir,
ito.
saging din po.
O, saging siya. Saging. Kasi, basta dito ka sa gitna nag-load, saging yan. Ano? Tapos, dito ngayon, aakyat ka na naman sa 2. Tapos, ito ngayon, 2. So, yan yung iyong y value, no? Yung x value mo naman, ito naman siya. That is 0. This is 20. This is 40. Depende sa length ng vessel, ha. Gamitin nyo sa susunod, 60. Paano kung 90 ang length? Di siyempre tag 30 yan, di ba? 30, 60, 90. Pero ito ay 60 lang ang length, kaya by 20s. Kasi pare-pareho ang sukat ng bodega. No? Okay, so nakita nyo, kaya dalawang beses yung ginamit yung 20 dahil that is from galing sa dulo papunta dito, bumaba ka lang sa 20. That's why if you remember, balik tayo doon. Ngayon, if you remember this one, di ba? So, yung x value mo, 0, galing ka dito. Yeah? Galing ka dito 0, tapos 2. Pagdating mo dun sa 20, 2 pa rin siya. Yan. Tapos pagdating doon sa 20 mo, bababa ka ng negative 4, kaya bumaba ka doon. Yan. Tapos pagdating doon sa 40, negative 4 pa rin. Kaya, tapos aakyat ka ngayon sa 40, 2 ka na naman ulit, positive 2. Tapos nakakaabot ng 60, positive 2. Kaya ganyan ang magiging graph natin, no? Which is, on our next slide, ito na siya. Yan, nakita nyo? Yan na siya, no? Okay, so naintindihan ba? Ganyan ang magiging graph natin. Pero gagawin natin yung graph, no? Gagawin natin, which is, magsisingit lang ako ng ano, keep. So, magsisingit lang tayo dyan. Yan. And then we will grab. Ito kagandahan ng if you are using the PowerPoint, pag nakaganito, i-click mo lang to, oh, nakita mo? Insert chart. Nakita nyo dito, meron yan insert chart, di ba? You can just click that or pwede ka rin dito insert. Tapos, punta ka sa chart. Yan, di ba? Okay, so subukan natin dito. Yan, chart. Insert chart. O, di ba? Ngayon, anong pipiliin natin? X and Y scatter pa rin. Katulad pa rin nung una, X and Y scatter. Yan. Pero ano kaya dito sa, di ba, dati ang ating pinili ay yung scatter with smooth lines and markers. Ito naman ngayon, ang pipiliin natin is scatter with straight lines and markers. Yan naman ang pipiliin natin ngayon, no? Okay. So, okay natin. Okay natin, no? Tapos, mamaya natin palitan yung graph, no? Mamaya na, ilagay muna natin. So, ano ba ilalagay natin dyan? Yan yung ginawa natin dito, no? Yan. Ito. So, nakita nyo yung x value? Subukan natin kung tama ako, ha? Baka nagkamali ako ng, ano, okay, so 0, 2, tapos 2 ulit, tapos 20, tapos 20, tapos negative 4, tapos negative 4, tapos 40, tapos baba ka lang 40, tapos positive 2, tapos positive 2 at saka 60. So tingnan natin kung tama, ano? Okay, so nakita nyo tama, ha? Pero ngayon ipo-format natin 'yan kasi hindi klaro. So pwede natin i-close ito. And then this one, palitan natin ng kulay or style. Para okay, so mas gusto ko yung blue eh. Mas malinaw kasi yung blue, no? Pwede rin yung white kung gusto mo ng white, no? Pero let's say blue. Yan. And then we will siyempre dito kasi by 5, di ba? Ang pag-solve natin. So pwede mo naman hindi baguhin, ganyan na siya 10 by 10 by 10, no? Pero pwede natin palitan 'yan if you remember, right click mo lang 'to. Any of the numbers kahit saan diyan, no? Horizontal value axis. So format axis ka lang, no? Format axis. So pwede mo palitan 'to, ilagay mo sa 5. 5 sa major, no? Yung minor, hindi naman natin papalabasin yan, so kahit hindi mo galawin. Tapos yung maximum mo, pwede na natin ilagay na 60 para, ano, di ba? Pwede natin ilagay na 60. Para eksakto. Yan, 60. Yan, di nandun na sa dulo, di ba? Oh, pero kung gusto mo ng 70, bahala ka. Kung gusto mo 100, ilagay mo. Nasa sa iyo yan. Makikita ko rin naman kung tama. Tapos, okay, so okay lang yung y value. Okay lang, no? So, negative 4, positive 2. So, yan lang ang ating chart. Which is the same dun sa akin. Nakita mo, yan yung akin, di ba? Ito yung atin, yung ating ginawa. Which is, wala natin ng load curve. Load curve. Yan. Tapos ang title natin ay okay, naintindihan ba?
Sir, yung sa Y, ano po, Y value, sir. Constant po ba yun, sir?
Y value. Okay, so ganito, nakita mo itong length nito, 75 meters, di ba? 75 meters. So, doon sa ating magiging Y value, let's go there. Yan. So, makita mo itong magiging Y value mo. Ito yung na-solve mo dito, no? Yung X value pala yung sinasabi ko nyo. Yung X value, syempre ito, kasi 60 lang yung inyong, 60 lang yung iyong length overall. Pero katulad ng 75 na yung magiging length overall mo, ang hati niya ngayon divided by 3 is 25. So 0 to 25 ka na ngayon dito. Tapos 25 to 50. Tapos 50 to 75. So ang mangyayari nito, papalitan mo lang ito, no? 0, 25, 25, 50, 50, 75. So dapat maintindihan nyo, hindi yung sinasabi ko lang. Tapos ito naman, kung ano makuha mo dito. Kasi isosolve mo pa yan eh. Di ba? Isosolve mo pa yan, kung ano makuha mo dito, yan ang magiging, yan ang isusulat mo dito. Katulad dito, 4 down, that is negative 4. Ito naman, 2 up. Oh, yun ay ilalagay mo dyan sa cargold number 1 mo.
Bali po pala, sir, dalawa po ng dalawa.
Oh, dalawa kasi ito yung length mo ng iyong cargold. Katulad dito, mula dito hanggang doon, yan yon. At saka if you remember yung graph, ito siya, 2. Hanggang doon sa 22. Kaya dalawang 2 ka. Tapos pagbababa ka naman, dalawang 20. Kasi along the x value of 20. Di ba? Or horizontal axis. Tapos dito na naman, negative 4 ka, dalawang negative 4 na naman. Dalawang negative 4. Along the y-axis na negative 4. Pero, 20 to 40. Tapos pag nandito ka na naman, negative 4 saka positive 2. Pero dalawang 40. Yan lang dyan ka sa 40 eh. Di ba? Kung saan nag-meet yun eh. Yan ang gagawin mong graph. Naintindihan
Bali
ba?
po sir, dyan po sa chart, yung sir,
Yes.
sir,
Sige. Yes, yes.
bali po sir, dyan po sa chart, yung X and Y, i-insert lang po yun sir. Ito pong X and Y na nakuha sir.
X and Y. Ito nga, yung X mo, pinaliwanag ko na, di ba? That is the length of your cargo hold. Ito, cargo hold
Insert lang
number
po
1
yun
length.
po. Mag-a-appear
Tapos,
na po siya.
ay, oo, pagka ginawa mo yung graph, katulad din ng paggawa natin ng graph ng una, di ba? Lalagay mo lang doon.
Sige po sir.
Oh.
Wala na po.
Di ba
Green
gumawa,
line.
okay, di ba gumawa ako ganito, gagawa tayo ulit, no? Gagawa tayo ulit. Okay, click mo lang to, insert chart. Okay, dito, insert chart. Insert chart.
Pasensya na po sir, mahina po ang signal ko po ata.
Okay, so piliin mo yung X and Y scatter, no? Para rin yung dating ginawa natin, X and Y scatter. Kaso yung ginawa natin ng una, ang pipiliin mo ay yung scatter with smooth lines and marker. Pero ngayon, ang gagawin natin is scatter with straight lines and marker. So, yan ang i-click mo ngayon. Pag na-click mo yan, okay. Kita mo, lalabas ngayon yung Excel, no? Lalabas yung Excel. Mamaya na tayo magpalit ng kulay. I-type mo lang ngayon yung nakasulat dito. Dito, no? Okay, so ano yung X value natin? Okay, pwede mong dire-diretso yan. 0, 20, 20, 40. Ngayon, kung mahaba yung barko mo, ilang bodega, let's say may 60 ka pa dito, pwede rin yan. No? Tapos, may 80 ka pa dito. Tapos 80, tapos 100 yung length mo, di 100 yung uli. Yan, pwedeng ganoon, no? Pwedeng ganyan. Tapos, dito naman sa kabila, let's say, ang nakuha natin, 2 up, di ba? 2. Tapos, 2. Tapos, negative 4. Tapos, negative 4. Dalawang beses mong isusulat yon yung negative 4, no? Tapos, negative 2, dalawa din. Negative 2. Oh. Okay, so let's say na meron ka pa, ginawa natin 4 na bodega are, 5. So, pwede rin yon, no? Okay, so example ko lang, no? Pwede naman natin tanggalin mamaya. Okay, kung ilalagay mo naman dyan ay let's say negative, ay positive 3 naman. Positive 3. Pwede rin yan. Tapos dito ay positive 3. Tapos dito naman ay negative 3 naman. Tingnan natin kung ano magiging graph natin. Negative 3. Dalawang beses mo ilalagay. Yan. Tingnan natin yung graph. Yan. Nakita nyo yan? Tapos palitan natin ang kulay para makita. Hindi kasi makita rin. Yan. Ganyan ang nangyari sa graph mo, no? Kasi ginawa natin na 5 bodega. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bodega yan, no? Tapos i-click mo lang itong horizontal value axis, format axis. Yung major, pwede mo nang di galawin yan. Yung maximum na lang, pwede mo ilagay na 100 lang para dulo sa dulo. 100. Okay, pag click mo yan, yan. Yan ang magiging graph mo. No, pero yung ating kasi ay 3 bodega lang. So, tanggalin natin. Tanggalin natin. Hanggang ano lang tayo, hanggang 60. clear contents. Yan, automatic. Tapos balalitan mo lang yung maximum dito. Okay. Yan na. The same, di ba? Pwede mo na i-close to. Yun. So, ito lang magiging problema nyo na nung nakabalito kayo dito, no? Sa X value sa Y value. Naintindihan ba? Hindi?
Naintindihan na po, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, kung naintindihan na, then I can stop sharing. Okay, so thank you for listening, gentlemen. I will end this. See you again
Thank you.
on Thursday.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Thank you,
thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.